Welcome to MI Magazine presents Soul, a weekly entertainment show on fashion, arts and culture, relationships, mental health, and food. Our weekly guest hosts are Christy Graves Chambers, Carla Hill, Dr. Delvina Thomas, and Chef Irene. Now introducing our host, Miss Nikki Jalil.
Hello, everybody. Good night, and welcome to MIA Magazine presents. So, I sound so good, y'all, don't I? So, we are here every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Again, I am your host. I am Nikki G, or Nikki Says YOLO on Instagram. Now, I want to start the show by saying this. So it's been like over a year since we've been in quarantine, right? And there's been a lot of quarantine weight gain and all that stuff. About 22% of adults have admitted to gaining quarantine weight gain. And also there's been like a spike in the cosmetic plastic surgery sector as well. So the top five categories are breast augmentation, liposuction, those little mummy tummy tucks, rhinoplasty. I think I'm missing one. And and that's about it. So this is my thing. Summer is right around the corner and we're still kind of in a quarantine semi sort of here in South Florida, maybe not. Y'all saw what happened at spring break last week in South Beach. So anyways, so there's been a lot of quarantine stuff that people are trying to fix, enhance, and just be ready for summer 2021. Now, my question is this: have you gained any quarantine weight? Ladies, summer's around the corner. Are you looking to maybe enhance, hair, or get a little tummy tuck or whatever it is? Let me know. I mean, have I thought about it? I don't know. But also, I do want to also say that during the quarantine, there's been some positives as well. There's been a lot of people working out at home. I work out at home, especially on YouTube. There's so many great channels, but there's always that one thing that we do want to enhance. And given the circumstances that we are in a pandemic, we're at home, the recovery part of having plastic surgery, it's pretty more easier and more accessible, right? So again, I just want to ask the question, would you ever consider getting something done? And if you were, what would it be? And this is a great segue into our special guest tonight. She is the owner and founder of V Sculpting Lounge, LLC, and World of Aesthetics, and they're located right here within Plantation. So you don't want to miss it. She covers all the pre and post as far as the body and skin treatments and all that good stuff. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll be talking to her in about, I would say about 8 minutes. So don't go anywhere. So now join the African American Black Alzheimer's Disease Initiative at the John P. Hussman Institute of Human Genomics, University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. If you are someone that is experiencing loss of memory or memory problems, or if you know someone who has those problems, please contact their research team for more info at 877-686-6444. And now here's a word from one of our sponsors. Her name is Fiona C. LaCroix. She is the MPH CPH Senior Research Associate at the John P. Hussman Institute of Human Genomics, currently working on the Alzheimer's Research Initiative. So I think, did I say your name correctly? If I did, please correct me.
It's Faina.
Faina! And it's LaCroix.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, so let's get into it. So what's going on your side?
Well, as you mentioned, I work for the Hussman Institute of Human Genomics, where we specifically study Alzheimer's from a genetic standpoint. So at the Hussman, we are dedicated to just really making genomic medicine available to everyone, regardless of race, ethnicity, or socioeconomic status. So genomic research and genetic research has led to a lot of treatments and therapies, as well as medication, right? But we need to increase those efforts, which is what we're doing at the Hussman Institute. So African Americans are severely underrepresented in research, specifically in genetic research. But in Alzheimer's, we are twice as likely to have the disease, right?
Right.
So our particular study is interested in learning the genes that are responsible for Alzheimer's disease. And what we're doing is that we want to increase African American and Black participation in our studies. So why genetics is important is because personalized medicine is the future. So you want to be able, so when you go to the doctors, you want to be able to know that the medication that you're being provided has been tested on people like you, so that it's going to work for people who look like you and yourself. So our particular study is just a very low involvement. It's a voluntary study. It's free, so we're not asking for any medical information. We're not asking for any insurance information. What we're asking for as part of your participation is just quick family history. We're also digging into memory questionnaires where you're testing your long-term and short-term memory. And lastly, we're asking for a DNA sample, and that can come in the form of blood or saliva sample if we can get the blood. And that's so we can study those genes that I spoke about just a little bit ago. So if we do comparison in genetic research, African Americans only represent 2% of participation. And when we compare that to Caucasians or those of European descent, it's about 78%. So we really need to push for participation in Black populations and communities. With that being said, I'm asking the community to help in increasing those research efforts. So by doing that, we will be able to bridge the gap in participation. And the only way we can do that is so that you can help us at the Hussman Institute by joining our study, and by sharing the information with people you know. Some of the warning signs of Alzheimer's disease, like you mentioned, are memory loss, misplacing objects, getting lost in familiar places, changes in mood and personality, things that you would normally attribute to old age, but those are actually worrisome signs of Alzheimer's disease and dementias. So in general, if you know anyone who is experiencing those problems or problems similar to those, it's super important that you call us to learn how you can participate in our study, or you can learn more about Alzheimer's disease in general. So with the help of the population, we can definitely move forward to finding a cure for Alzheimer's.
And I have a question, like, as far as the Alzheimer's disease, is it mainly within the African American Black community? Like, is there research that shows that there's a higher percentage, or is it just equal across, different backgrounds?
Based on the studies, we are finding that African Americans and Black individuals are twice as likely to get Alzheimer's disease, even though they are diagnosed later in age compared to Caucasians or whites. But we are still just as affected. At this point, every Black person knows someone who knows someone who has Alzheimer's disease, right?
Right.
Like, we're hearing about it a little bit more. It's more talked about nowadays. So it's important that we stay informed.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I have friends like impacted by that. I mean, as far as me personally, I'm so happy that my grandparents, they're still cognizant and they know who I am, they know my name, and they're alert. But I do have friends where they're impacted by that, and it's heartbreaking. So I really appreciate what you guys are doing, and I hope that we can find a cure. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So have a good night, and we'll speak again soon.
Thank you.
And now I'm going to pass this over to my first co-host. She is such a fashionista. She is a personal shopper. She's a stylist. You can catch her on NBC6's Six in the Mix. So Christy, what's up?
Hey, Nikki. Hey, girl. Wow. Research is so important. And you know what? I want to go back to your intro where you talked about people who either contracted or expanded a little. You can look smaller or look bigger with what you wear, right? So
That's
fashion
true.
is important in that too. So just keep that in mind. Tonight, we're talking a little bit about Macy's, though. Have you been to Macy's lately?
You know, it's been a while. I've been so online. I've been on Macy's online. Yes.
Online. Well, let
Yes.
me tell you, everyone, you may want to go to Macy's online and check out something that launched Monday. It's Black stylists and designers. They're calling it the Icon of Fashions. Again, this dropped on Monday, and we're going to talk about these 5 people that Macy's is working with. And I think you'll like some of the fashion. So first, it's Serena Acres. Now, if you don't know Serena, I'm sure you've seen her work. She's a stylist and she styles Beyonce. She styled the Black is King kind of movie or whatever that was, right? So she is very popular. So these are just a few of her designs. And given that she's a stylist, you know, she got creative. So I want to point out this high slit sweat dress. It's like sweat
yeah.
material. I love it. And look at that blazer. So that's the same blazer. You can take off that faux leather bottom and it can become a crop top. I can see you in that, Nikki G.
I love it. I was checking that one out.
Yeah. So moving on to the next person, Alan Onia with INC, and Zarina's was with Bar 3, but INC is working with 3 of the people, and this is kind of cool. Alan is the creative director of True Religion, and anyway, he's using a lot of colors. It's menswear, but I think some of his stuff is really cool too. And number 3 is Amina Abdul Jalil. I'm sure a bunch of you watching probably follow her on Instagram. She's a shoe designer, and her shoes start from like $300. They're absolutely fabulous, and she's known for having these creative heels. But look at this, having a heart right on your shoe as the heel. So she has that in this booty style. She also has that in the heel. She has flats. So now you can get this designer shoes for under $100. So I think that's a great collabo with Macy's. Then the 4th one is a Haitian-born designer, Luigi Theodore. Now, Luigi has Brooklyn Circus is his brand. And I really think, like, I don't know, his may actually be my favorite. But he has 1945 written on a lot of it, and that's the year his mother was born. And there's some other symbolisms behind it, like, you know, yeah. So you might want to read up on that or hear more. But he uses a lot of color, and he's known for his jackets anyway. So lots of jackets, and he did this in partnership with Sun and Stone, which was formerly American Rag, if you're familiar with
American Rag. Yeah.
So last but not least, I think I saved the most popular person for last, Missa Hilton. Many of you may know her. She has been the stylist to a lot of hip hop and hip hop artists and just you know, a lot of people. And she's the creative director for MCM, that brand. But yeah, when I saw hers, I was just like, wow. I know I sent it over to a couple of my clients. This suit right here would look amazing on a lot of people. It looks very flattering for those who love color or may even want to try some color, either get the bottom or the top or the blazer, and you can wear it with the solid color. And you know, she just does amazing with color, and that's what you'll see if you go check it out. So that's it, Nikki G. What do you think about Macy's now?
I love it all. I mean, they've like totally revamped. You know, that's great. They're keeping up with the trends. It's
Exactly.
really important.
Exactly. And from what I gather, this isn't going to be their last collection. I think they'll be doing more. So stay tuned, and I'll be here to tell you about it.
I gotta check them out. Well, thank you, Christy. We'll see you next week. And now on to our board certified psychiatrist. She's our mental health and wellness advocate and the host of the Brain Love podcast. So Dr. Delvina, happy Hump Wednesday.
Hey, Nikki. Are you ready to take the couch?
For you, I'm always ready.
Okay, cool. So you might need a little drinky drink for this segment.
Okay. I'm ready.
Good. Tonight I'm talking women and relationships, how to be the come up in your relationship. Now, this pertains more to people who are initiating a relationship. It's a new relationship. This is someone you just met, or this is someone you knew already and you want to pursue something more serious. So I'm sure you saw the issue on social media with Derek Jackson recently.
I did.
Yeah. And so people were upset. Some women said that their traumas were triggered.
Yeah.
You just never invest all your trust in a person and just believe everything that they're showing you. You just can't do that. And so I wanted to talk about, well, what can women do? Because they're always listening to these men telling them what they should be doing in relationships or how they should manage their men. And it's really not complicated. It's easy. It's so easy. And it's just very basic types of building blocks to create a functional, healthy relationship that both you and your guy will enjoy. And so I just want to drop a couple of gems on the things that we should be doing to create these relationships and maintain them. So, number one, don't think about what you can get from the relationship. That's the first thing. Do not approach the relationship thinking about what he can buy you, what you can get, what bills he can pay for you. Don't start the relationship that way. And that should not be a basis of your relationship anyway, right? Number two, tweak your communication style. You want your communication to be on point. You want to be a dope ass listener. The way that you create an effective communication style is by being an effective listener. Be a dope ass listener. Most communication is misconstrued because the people are not listening. They always want to talk. They have a whole lot to say, but they're not doing a lot of this, right? They're not listening with intent. You have to intentionally listen, comprehend it, say it back to the person to ensure you understood it. So you want to be a dope ass listener. Number three, you want to be ready. You have to be ready mentally. That means no baggage. Don't bring things in from old relationships. Work on your trust issues if you have any. Don't feel insecure in the relationship. You have to have confidence. You shouldn't do things like check phones, check accounts, checking social media, checking email. If you're with a person who makes you feel compelled to do those things, you're in the wrong relationship. Get out of that relationship. You should not feel like you have to check behind your guy. The next thing, trust. And trust is difficult. So it's sort of just like I was saying, you got to work on your trust issues if they come from old relationships. And I'm not saying to fall for the okie doke. You know, if you know someone is spinning you, then get out of that relationship too. If you feel like you can't believe what they're saying, there's no trust. Without trust, you don't have a relationship. You have to go with your gut. You got to believe your intuition. Reciprocity is important in a relationship. Whatever you expect for him to do for you, you should be doing for him. And people have to be patient. Don't start that relationship and think you should have everything in the first 3 months. It doesn't work that way. You have to get acquainted and do the slow drag. That's what I call it. Get acquainted gradually over time. Don't feel like you got to give him an interview and interrogation on the first or the second date or even the 10th date. Naturally allow things to unfold. I have other tips, but that's all for now. If you want to hear those other tips, please listen to my podcast, The Brain Love Podcast, on Apple, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on Anchor. I have plenty of other tips. It's called Dear Ladies. That was Sunday night's episode.
Awesome. So is there like a podcast on that coming up?
It was Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night. It's called Dear Ladies. Dear Ladies.
Well, I got to be tuning into that one. So, okay. Well, Dr. Delvina, thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.
Say brain love.
Brain love. And now on to my next co-host. He is such a hoot, but he is a private and personal chef. He's also the host on Tasty Islands on American Public Television. Chef Irie.
Nikki, what's going on, my girl? You good?
I'm good. You good?
Of course I'm good. There's a cocktail in hand and it's 5 o'clock someplace. Trust me, it is good.
What's in the
Yes.
pocket?
What's it got? So we're doing a little bourbon. We have a little Maker's Mark in October, and we have a little pineapple, some lemon juice, and some grenadine, and that's what we have as our cocktail today.
Cheers.
George called something. So what are we talking about today? So we're going through Passover, and we're gonna finish this on Sunday for Easter Sunday. So this whole Holy Week and spiritual week. I really wanted to highlight, and yes, I know it's the last day of Women's History Month, but if I didn't do this, Easter would have gone. So I'm just going to talk just a little bit about my Jamaican Easter and what Easter really means to me. And yes, I miss the tradition because as I'm saying, nowhere, no better than yard. And for me, Easter, was the culminating of our spring break in high school. And then, of course, this whole week, we're off. And Friday, this coming Friday, would be Good Friday. And that means you in church, right? And you in church for several hours. And, my mom would bring snacks for us. And when we ate snacks, that could comprise of anything, one of which was butter and cheese later. But this is fried sprat. The small
Ooh.
fish looks like sardines, and they fry them up nice and crispy, spicy with the escovitch sauce, scotch bonnet, carrots, onions, boom. And of course, you gotta have some hard dough bread to go with it. Because it's Holy Friday, she ain't doing a whole big cooking. Fried fish, hard dough bread, and whatever, maybe some ginger beer or something like that. That's what we eat on Friday after church. So, but the whole entire season, Easter, is featured butter and cheese. You can't have a Jamaican Easter without bun and cheese. And of course, we grew up eating this cheese, tasty cheese, and for some reason, it just works well with this cheese. No other cheese, it tastes good. Butter and cheese tastes good with this cheese. All right. So this is a cheddar cheese, cheddar cheese. But of course, you have several buns, and as many bakeries you have on the island, you have different types of bun and different flavors of bun. Dragon stout bun, and of course the yeast style bun. So everybody, get your recipe, make your bun this weekend, and of course Easter Sunday. All right. So
Ooh,
it
yes.
doesn't matter what you were having for dinner, because in Jamaica, the thing about food for us is whatever you had, that was what was going to be on your plate. Whatever income status you had, that's so there was no typical any one thing. But of course, you gotta have some rice and peas, you gotta have some cabbage slaw, and of course, I grew up eating roast pork or roast beef or roast chicken or stuff like that. I never had lamb, which is I guess one of the big traditions here in the state. I never had lamb until I came here to the States. And of course, you gotta round off dinner with some desserts, sweet potato pudding, not pudding, pudding, all right, pudding. And this, so, when you're doing it old school, we call it hella top, fire bottom, and hallelujah in the middle. So the coals on the top, whatever you pick to separate it, you had the fire under the bottom. Usually that's in a coal pot stove, and of course the pudding in the middle, which is the hallelujah. Because when it's done and it's nice and the custard is on the top, ooh, it is so good. So those are some of the things that I enjoyed in my Jamaican Christmas. I mean Easter, and I just want to tell everybody out there, happy Passover. Definitely, happy Easter and happy Easter Sunday, happy Good Friday. Anything that you're celebrating during this time, make it a blessed one. Peace. Thank you. Food and fire. Remember, Ricky Smiley Morning Show, 9:30 on Mondays. Hey!
You have your bun and cheese ready?
Me have to go either go make one or go buy one. You have to figure it out tomorrow. Cause I need to have some more cheese, but I can't eat too much of that because the cholesterol. So I gotta go easy. I gotta go easy.
Go easy on it and stop.
Easy. Yes.
Maybe you can our special guest tonight about the whole detox. If he
Oh, Steve? All right, good. Yeah.
All right, Chef Irie, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
All right.
All right, and now on to our featured guest. She is the owner and founder of V Sculpting Lounge, LLC, and World of Aesthetics. And also, they practice non-invasive, holistic body and skin treatments. So here is Miss Victoria Wilson, based right here in Plantation, Florida. How's it going?
It's doing well. What about you?
I'm just happy. I'm happy it's on Wednesday because we're going down the hill.
I'm trying to tell you. All right.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. So like, tell us a little about your background.
All righty. So I am born and raised here in Broward County, Florida. I am the mother of two, the owner and founder of The Sculpting Lounge, a licensed beauty and skin instructor. And I am here to answer as many questions as you guys may have for me tonight.
Wow, you're like a real true Broward like native.
Yes, I am.
No Caribbean, no none of that, just true.
Well, the thing is, when he was speaking of bun and cheese and a bun, I was over here cracking up because I was raised up on that. My stepfather, who was a great big part of my upbringing, is Jamaican. So okay. I know all about it.
A little Caribbean in you. Okay, I got you.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So how'd you get into like the beauty and skin industry? Like, why did you choose this path?
Okay, so, well, let me make it nice and short and simple because I know for a fact I'm going to have to come back on one of your other segments to lay out my top to bottom. Because unfortunately, I always tell everyone when people ask me how did I land into this industry, I must honestly say I didn't choose it, it picked me, okay? And unfortunately, sometimes, you know, our dark parts of our lives is the beauty of it all. So I kind of landed into this industry when I was going through a phase in my life where I was trying to figure things out. And it literally just came to me. I've always been into beauty and I've always been a fan of beautiful skin. So me tapping into this industry, I kind of just came into it and brought my side of my upbringing and things that I love into it. And I made a mark here in South Florida.
So like when you were younger, like were you into like skin and beauty and all that stuff, or did it just?
I actually, for years, I used to do hair. All of my middle school years and my high school years, I was a hairstylist. And I would do hair on my grandmother's front porch until she kind of like was like, wait, Vicky, stop it. This is too much traffic. So I kind of like veered out of that. But of course, being a hairstylist is also into the beauty industry as well. And when South Florida became like a stomping ground for cosmetic surgery, I just made my way through it.
Okay. So my next question is this. So just being in the whole like beauty, body, skin, all that, being in that industry, what obstacles have you had to face, especially being a woman of color?
Okay, so you know we're living in such a social network world. So let's just say that. One of my biggest challenges is me having to stay focused and stay on my path and not allow the outside noise from social network and what everyone else in the industry was doing interfere with my process. That is one of my biggest, I have to say that is one of my biggest challenges. It is.
No, yeah. And so I know like, and given social media, like it's given us a platform to like speak our story, our hashtag her story, and to just kind of like just gain more exposure to like what we do and to who we are. So social media definitely does play.
It can be so toxic and draining sometimes, especially when you're trying to grow, you know, because you're looking at, you know, we're all humans. And I always talk about this on my platforms. And I actually was on live last night. And I was speaking of, you know, to my much younger girls who are so wrapped up into the social network world and they're trying to build. I always say sometimes we have to back away from that, stay focused, because it can literally draw you into what everyone else is doing. And you begin to fall off of your process because you want to already be there, like what we see on social network. So that was very huge for me.
Well, I do want to, so we have a Jacqueline Small Gray. She's like, look at my beautiful cousin. I'm so proud of you. So she's repping you up. Then we have Joyce Black. So proud of you, Vicky. Okay, so I can call you
That
Vicky.
is my aunt. That's my aunt. Yes, that's my dad's. That's my father's sister. That's my aunt.
Okay, so they are like bigging you up. Okay, awesome. Okay, I got like segued. Okay.
Yeah, so let me tell you, let me just say this, Nikki. They're bigging me up because I must tell you, and like I just said, I have to come on for one of your much longer segments because I have a story to tell, and it was a total plot twist of my life, how I came here. So yeah. So
you're like a part of that, or they know about that history.
Exactly, and they know about it. So everyone has no other choice but to root me on. So I love it.
All support, definitely.
Yes.
So for those not aware, what exactly is like non-invasive holistic treatments? Like I think about like candles and
no. No.
So what is that?
Non-invasive is one side, holistic is a totally different thing. Okay. Right. So the non-invasive side of things is what I do here is I kind of got a great big part of my training from some of the ladies over in Colombia who kind of like specialize in these different wood techniques, and I brought it here to South Florida and put my own twist kind of to it. So we work with these wooden tools. They're handmade tools, and you can utilize these tools to break up any part of any area that you have fat and you want to like have it filtered out of your body through your lymphatic system. These tools, these wooden tools, and with my hands, I can literally have someone to lose, like transform their entire body with my hands and these wooden tools. No machines, no surgery or anything. Yeah. So what happened was, so just to say how I kind of like grown in my business is simply because when I first started out, I kind of realized that after the young ladies go into surgery, maybe like a year or two later, they're right back going in for another surgery. So I was like, what is it that I can do to help these young ladies maintain to prevent from them having to go back, do something more on the natural side? So I stepped inside of maybe about 5 different plastic surgeon centers here in Miami and Broward County, just to let them see my portfolio of the work that I have done with my hands. And they were so blown away that I landed 2 contracts. So I have 2 contracts with 2 surgical centers here in Broward County that literally contracts all of their customers over to me after they've had surgery.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And I went on Instagram and I saw that, I know it's a process, the healing process and everything. It is. But okay, so for those not looking to go the surgical route, you're also able to help with that as well.
Of course, the thing is, a lot on my platform, from what you guys do see, a lot of people think that the majority of the ladies that I have on my platform has had surgery, and that's not the truth. Some of it has strictly been my work. No surgery.
And I saw one of your posts about the cool sculpting. You had a client and she did cool sculpting and she saw no results. And then she came to you, or I think it was a freeze burn. I don't know what it is, but she came to you and she saw results. So,
yeah. Okay. So this is the thing, I'm pretty sure when cool sculpting first came out, we seen it everywhere, commercials, bulletin boards, it was everywhere. Now we barely hear anyone talking about it. A lot of the plastic surgeons have removed cool sculpting out of their practices because it doesn't cater to Black African Americans.
I don't hear it anymore.
No, it doesn't cater to Black African Americans. There's no ice, no cooling, nothing cold that can break up our fat. We're too solid. So it doesn't work for us. Okay. It doesn't work for us.
Sister said, no, this will not work for us.
No, it doesn't.
So, I have a question. So, okay. I have thought about, cool. Okay. So I have like the little pregnancy where my belly button is kind of like spread and it won't like go back to place, and it's kind of like soft in my little tummy area. So we're like a lot of high-waisted, bikini bottoms and high-waisted pants because the little bottom, I'm like, I don't like my bottom area. Gotcha. So you can work on that to kind of like smooth it, because right now it's kind of like droopy and it's just the elastic is gone. Like the pregnancy just totally took away like all the elastic, and it did not spring back together. So my top part is fine, but the lower part is kind of like a little soggy. And I'm like, if I could just like spread it and it's smooth. So do you work on that? So for women that went through pregnancy and they can't bounce back down there, Do you guys help with that as well?
So what I used to do before the pandemic came, what I would do is I would provide these postpartum packages, boxes. So I would literally go into the hospitals after the late, now this has to be upon request, after the mothers have gave birth to the babies, and have these packages where I have a custom made garment for them. So I would already, take their measurements, see exactly how their body is going to possibly be after they give birth, and customize a custom garment for them to help with compression. That way the skin doesn't sag and everything contracts back to its muscle. Yeah, so that's something I can't do.
What if it's like probably 10 years later?
It's okay. Listen, my youngest child is 14 years old.
Okay.
And when people ask me all the time, I told you it's a plot twist to my story. So, when people ask me all the time, how do I keep my body in such good shape? I wear my custom made garment at least like 3 days out of the week to literally shape my body. That way it always stays just like that.
Okay, so we have to talk offline after this.
We can talk after. I got you.
So wait.
Chef Irie, let me tell you, could you please pay me a visit, please?
You heard? Pay her a visit. All right.
Pay me a visit. You need a good detox, chef, a good one.
Okay, so we have here, is it Denise? Is it Meminger? She's like, yes, Vicky, you have a beautiful story to tell. And so Denise Manager is giving you a shout out.
Denise Manager, would I be able to go back and see this?
You can, you can. Yeah. And then Tessa Black, proud auntie. Is that your Tessa Black? Proud
auntie? That's my aunt. That's one of my.
All right. Okay. So my next question is this: what is the most sought treatment or service? I know you service both men and women, but what's like the most popular sought treatment?
I have 2.
Okay.
I can't even separate them, which is the detoxing, my detox treatments, because I take them through a whole shebang to detox their bodies. It doesn't matter if they're trying to lose weight, if they maybe have had some sort of drug problem and they're trying to cleanse themselves. I take them through the entire process. And then the second one will have to be the wood sculpt technique that I help them lose the weight with. That is literally
the wood, and you're like moving it like that. Okay.
That is literally my top treatment.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And for both men and women, is it mainly women?
Men and women. I know I show more of my women because men are more like taken away from it. But now I must say, during this pandemic, things have changed because I've literally had more men coming in from after surgery, coming in for treatments nearly on the same rate as my women. Yeah. So it's like a 50-50 at this point.
So, so that's my next question. So, so how have the pandemic perhaps impacted your services? I know there's been a huge boom and spike in the post-surgery care. So have you seen that yourself, and given the pandemic and the quarantine and the social distancing, how have your company kind of like navigated around those circumstances with the boom in that sector as well?
Let me tell you something. The only thing I can say is wow, because I can't even explain it, what the pandemic did for my business. It literally took my company to a whole different level. And when people ask me, what is it that you did? I can't even say what I did, what happened, because I was doing the same thing that I had been doing for years. It was just that people started to hear about my company more. People from different states started to come down and house and Airbnbs just to let me service them. So it was just like a major boost for my company that literally put me to the point that I outgrown the building that I was in for 4 years, and I just expanded. My opening is officially tomorrow.
And that's during the pandemic.
Pandemic.
Oh, it's tomorrow at Plantation?
Tomorrow is my official day of opening in Plantation.
What time? Are you gonna let us know?
Open? Of course. I'm appointment based only, but for my opening tomorrow, everyone is welcome. I open up at 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, and we could just come by and take a tour.
The thing is about it, I didn't want to do the whole grand opening thing because this setting is much, much different from where I've been for 4 years. This setting is a more of a medical plaza. So I know if I do a grand opening, I'm going to bring a crowd. So what I did was I said, I'll do a soft opening, open back up for my customers. And then on April the 11th, I rented out a spot on Fort Lauderdale Beach, and I'm going to do a soft opening with those who have been supportive to me and my loyal clients.
Oh, okay. So so you have to like maybe RSVP or like.
I will give you the information. I would love for you guys to come.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
I know.
And just again, you're really inspirational being a woman of color, having your own business and having to expand into like a bigger space. I mean, that speaks volumes. That's really good.
It's kind of scary, I must say. It's kind of a little scary. But growth. I stepped out on it. Yeah.
Yeah, my motto is Nikki says YOLO. So, hey, Joyce Black says proud of you. Do you know Joyce Black? Proud of you.
Yes, that one.
Okay. Got you. And Derek Robinson says, proud of you, Vicky. Keep winning, queen.
That is my classmate. My handsome classmate.
That's awesome. Okay. So I've been doing some research, and I know you also do post cosmetic care as well. So the top 5 as of right now, it's breast augmentation, liposuction, the tummy tucks, rhinoplasty, and all that stuff. Have you seen like an increase with the BBLs and the little tummy tucks and all of that as far as
I have literally right now on my calendar, and she's probably have been one of my customers who have literally during the time that I've been expanding and I had to close down for a few weeks, she's been reaching out like, when are you opening? She's 72 years old and she's had a tummy tuck. So when I tell you, the tummy tuck, the mommy makeovers, the breast, everything has literally went through the roof.
Well, girl, summer's around the corner. So, we're in spring now. Summer is about to be in June. We're in South Florida. So get ready.
No time, right? Oh, yeah, they're getting ready. Believe me.
Get ready. Okay. So what is next for V Sculpting Lounge? I know you spoke about expanding into plantation, but what's next?
Okay. What's next? What is next for V Sculpting Lounge? Since I have kind of been providing post-op care, the young ladies come in and they down the line wind up being like family members to me. So I know that I have that caring touch. So I said, you know what? I already provide airport transportation to and from when they land here in Florida. I want to open up a facility that provides them housing for however long they want to stay here for their post-op care. That is what's next for me.
I think that's great because I know a little about it, and I know it's either like an Airbnb or you guys physically go to them and then you help with the post-care process. But you want to actually have a facility focused in catering. Just that's great.
I think it'll be a perfect thing for me because the surgical centers don't have that. I'm already connected with them, so if I was, had that, somewhere to house them, I can see how things would go for my business.
And I think logistically, it's more focused, it's more targeted. You can have a package you put together, and it's just a one-step process, which will,
everything one-stop shop. Yep.
Right.
So that's my next project.
Exactly. So wait a minute. Okay. So Tessa Black stepped out on faith and see where God has taken you. Do you know Tessa Black?
That is my aunt. Yes, and I did. I stepped out. I stepped out on major faith.
Okay. And then I think it's Deidre Marion says, don't forget South Florida's Black, powerful, influential Black businesses leader of 2021. Are you a part of that or?
Yes, I am. I did land in that spot. I did.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Now, so what legacy do you want to leave behind?
I want to open up the door for others. I've already walked with. I want to open up the door.
And you just mentioned wanting to expand and open up your own facility to kind of, cater and to kind of help the whole process of the post-care part. So that's another part as well. So no, that's great. That's awesome. So what would you tell your younger self and how old would you be?
Okay, so I'm going to start at the age that I gave birth to my first child. And that was at the age of 16 years old. So I'm going to tell my younger self to never limit myself based on the generations in my family that came before me. That's what I have to say, because a lot of times we tend to look at what everybody else has done and the roles that everybody else has went down in our families, and we feel as if that is the route that we have to go. So that is something that I would have completely reversed and did completely different. So that's what I would tell my younger self, to never ever limit myself based on what I see the others doing that were a part of my family in the generations before me.
Right. Yeah. Sky's the limit. There's so many opportunities out there. It's our choice to kind of go after it and to prioritize and make it happen. We can talk, but what about the action? So yeah, it's just so many opportunities. Awesome.
So many. Well, so that's one of my biggest things.
Awesome. Well, you're very inspirational. I'm so happy of your journey, and you're beautiful. You're like glowing, obviously, because in that field.
I know, right?
So yeah. So wait. So tomorrow is your grand opening. So is it
my official opening?
Like, how can we come support, or how will that work tomorrow?
Come right on over and look at the facility. Come right on over so I can give you a big hug for having me on here tonight. Come on over. I'll provide you with the address. Well, you know what? Let me tell everyone while I'm on here.
Okay.
If you don't mind. The new address is 7390 Northwest 5th Street in Plantation, Florida, unit number 5.
Okay. And I think it's in the Jacaranda area. Is that where it is?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Oh, awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited. And yes, I'll be following you and looking at your next ventures and everything. So thanks for being our guest tonight. Wait, Deidre said, please tell people to pick up the legacy paper Sentinel on April 18th to get Victoria Wilson nomination for most influential.
She is one of my loyal customers who is very dear to me. I just have, she's very loyal to me and dear to me.
Oh, thank you so much. Y'all pick up that copy in the Sun Sentinel, April 18th. Okay. Well, Victoria,
thank you, Nikki. I'll keep in touch.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, please come up. I look forward to seeing you.
Awesome. Have a good night.
Same to you.
Thank you. And guys, please remember to tune into our Lunch with Legacy Leaders with Anne-Marie Serral. It is every Thursday at 12 p.m. Okay. So we interview thought leaders on issues impacting the Black community right here within Monroe, Dade, Broward, and the Palm Beaches. So you visit Facebook, MIA Media GRP. Okay. So again, y'all, that's tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. So tomorrow, 12 p.m. That is MIA Media GRP on Facebook. So this segment is brought to you by the Florida Lottery and the AARP. So thank you so much for being our guest tonight, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.